I mean, before you know it, Christmas decorations are going to be in the shops.
They are, aren't they? And I've been taking my spring bulbs out of the garden, but I don't really want to put bedding out plants in at the moment because you don't know if you get frost again.
Yeah, my dad used to say to me, he says, don't put your bedding plants out if you've got any. He says he used to wait until June.
Did he? Right, yeah. Yeah, I think that's wise, really.
He says, you can still get a frost in May.
Yeah.
And he says obviously they're not cheap bedding plants these days.
No, they're not.
He had to be extra careful because he used to grow them all from seed.
Oh, did he? Oh, I think they're extra precious, aren't they then, if you grow them from seed yourself?
I like growing them from seed, it's quite rewarding.
Yeah.
And I used to supply the, we lived at Torquay Village, he used to supply the village.
Did you?
For free, because he just did them, he was retired, he did loads. And
So do you have a greenhouse?
we don't, my mum and dad used to have one.
Yeah.
But you can just get pop-up greenhouses now, can't you, where you just put...
I suppose so, yeah. Well, my son-in-law, he likes doing the veg. He's got planters, you know, in the garden. And he started doing veg a couple of years ago. And then we're having a competition for sunflowers because I got the biggest ones 2 years running, so he gave me some seeds and I planted them and I put them out in a pot, you know, and then something's eaten them overnight and they've come through, so I've had to put a netting over the ones that are left, you know. What a blooming cheek.
We have a problem with slugs.
Oh, do you?
Every night after 11 o'clock, if there's like a hole anywhere in the wall, you see about 4 or 5 of them all in a line up your kitchen line, on the kitchen floor on the tiles.
Oh no.
So they can squeeze through tiny holes.
Yeah.
So we I know they don't do any harm, but it's like
They're not the nicest of creatures, are they?
it's just horrible if you you walk out in the back and your bare feet and you hear like it's whoosh, and you've stood on one. It's
Oh, no, not good.
no, but slugs can destroy
Yeah.
all your plants and stuff. I don't know whether to grow them by seed this year or just get some at the shops, because they can be quite time consuming as well.
Yeah, because you've got to get them to germinate, haven't you? And then you need to like transfer them into bigger pots,
Yeah.
don't you? So yeah, I'm sure it is rewarding if you've got the time to do it and the patience.
So what I did, I used to collect the seeds, you see, off the bedding plants,
Oh yeah.
and then just keep them in an envelope, and
Right.
they're just as good.
I did that with a few years ago. I got foxgloves, and then at the end of the season, I just whip up the stem when all the seeds are there, and just scatter them in the garden. And I've got loads growing this year.
We did that. We got the wrong wildflowers. We just got like a mix of wildflower seeds, and we sprinkled them on the bottom where our tree is,
Yeah.
and it just looks messy. I think you have to have the right type.
Yeah.
I mean, the type we've got at the moment, it'd be ideal if you had a field or a bit or a meadow.
Yeah.
But they just look like weeds. They're nice when they flower, but as you said, you want something like lupins or foxgloves or something like that.
Yeah.
Because
it can, because I know with my daughter lives in a village just outside Penrith, and I think a couple of the houses near her have got big front gardens, and they've tried to do the meadow things. But I'm one of those that I like the garden to look neat.
Yeah.
And it kind of would irritate me to have that long grass and the, you know.
well, a lot of the wild, because you can buy them from the shops, the wild seeds.
Yeah, you can.
Meadow seeds and stuff, and
But I think I was reading up. I think to actually get the meadow right, you've got to do it in a certain way, haven't you?
Yeah.
Use certain plants, certain grass seed, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it evolves over like a 3-4 year period, doesn't it?
They look nice in certain environments.
Yeah.
I mean, as a showpiece, it'll just look a mess because the majority of times they're just long green straddly things, and they just look awful. But like I say, if you had a little patch in the bottom of your garden where you just wanted a wild section for bees and whatnot, then it's ideal. But I like lupins, and foxgloves are quite nice.
Yeah, oh, I love foxgloves.
But sometimes it's just nice to sit and just watch all the bees and whatnot. And we've got
I tried to trim down the pots because I was getting too many pots, and you're having to empty and fill all the time. So in the side flower bed at the back, I tried to incorporate quite a lot. So you've got constant colour. Something dies off, but it takes a couple of years just to kind of get that going properly.
It does.
But it is rewarding when you can sit in the garden and the butterflies are fluttering about and the bees come and that.
Bought a flowering cherry tree. This was about 4 years ago from B&Q, and I want to say how much it's grown in that amount of time, and the amount of blossom you get. And it's great looking at when you come in, and there was just swarming with bees everywhere. It was great watching it. They're a lovely looking tree. I know they might make a mess when the blossom blows off, but eventually it just rots away to nothing.
I think it's pretty though, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
It's really pretty when the petals come down. It's how you perceive your garden though, isn't it, really? I think, we're all individuals, aren't we? We all look for different things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I like a lively garden where you've got birds coming, I put stuff out each morning, and this morning I was watching the mummy blackbirds feeding the baby blackbirds, but the babies were as big as the mums, but it's lovely to see them because I think for years and years we've had the same family generations of blackbirds in the garden, and we've got lavender hedges, so I think they nest in there.
We've got cats up. We need good having a bird table.
Oh right. I know my daughter's got a cat, and she always says to me, "Oh, I wish I could put the stuff out." I said, "Yeah, but then you're encouraging them, and then Charlie will go out and eat them, So yeah."
When we lived at the village in Torkin, we lived like in a schoolhouse. It was had a big garden and whatnot, and we lived on the back of the house. It was like there was like a woodland and stuff, and.
Right.
Peacocks used to just roam around in the garden and just tell themselves, you'd be doing something in the kitchen, and he's this peacock just peeks its head round your kitchen door, and
that is amazing,
because obviously they used to feed them. So you're sitting there you're doing what you want to do in the back garden and whatnot, and he's this peacock just strutting at stuff, and there'd be a few of them as well. Aye, great.
Yeah, nature's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
They're noisy though, 4 o'clock in the morning. If you like to lie in, they're not the best. They're like a kid football siren. They're really loud. Aye, sometimes it's nice to turn off all your electric devices and just listen to all the nature and what's going on.
Oh yeah, and the birds over, I don't know if it's obviously nesting and they've got loads of babies and what have you, but it's just so noisy at the moment with birds, isn't it? You're out in the garden and you can hear them all chirping.
I used to do a night shift, and I don't do them anymore. One thing I missed about the night shift now is when I used to finish at like say 5 in the morning, you got home just in time for the dawn chorus.
Oh right, yeah.
So you're standing there and it's just everything's still, but the birds are all gone daft. I used to love that time of day. I was finished. It was a lovely sound. But they're encouraging people, aren't they, to have a wild bit in your garden, or if you've got a bit of land to let it grow a bit rough and stuff. But it's just difficult, like you say, because there's no seasons anymore.
No, there's no definite seasons. It's hit and miss, isn't
just don't know what you're going to get.
Right, straight up to the top, second down the left, just in front of the camper van, please.
Here, yeah?
No, right
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
top, yeah.
You're nice day today for one for that wind.
Yeah, oh, it was yesterday as well. Just in front of this camper van.
Just on here, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Does it ever move, that thing?
No, the transit van that was in front of it, that was sold yesterday, so that's gone. Because the fellow who owns it's not